Thomas. Thomas. Thomas Groves. Ho ho.
Hey guys, Groves Mitchell 101 here with another episode of Modern Minecraft Forge, and today, obviously, we're going to continue with our custom furnace, and we're actually going to create the tile entity class for this. Okay. So, first of all, let's actually create this class. Okay. So I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit finish, and then, obviously, since we create the class, we need to also register this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my tile entity. And the way I originally did this is it's wrong, okay? I shouldn't have done this. I told you the wrong thing last time, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to delete... I'm going to actually copy this here. And I'm going to delete this class here. Okay? I'm also going to delete that one there because I created it in the wrong place. Okay? So the way we actually need to register this is we need to register it inside of the server proxy. So I'm just going to go public void register tile entities, and the reason we do it server side is obviously because it has to store the information in the server, if that makes any sense to you. Okay, so we're just going to do register our tile entity in here, so register tile entity tut furnace dot class, and we will return strings dot mod id plus tile entity tut furnace. Like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my main registry. I'll just get rid of that bit there, and I'm going to go proxy dot register tile entities. Okay. So that is that, and I was going to remove this unused import. And now we're actually going to create this class, the tile entity tut furnace, and we're going to place this in the package of dot tile entity. Finish. And what I want you to do now is, once we've done that, obviously because this is an extended tile entity, that's why it's not happy with that, but we'll close that. Is I want you to go into here. And I would like you to change this here to furnace name, like so, because that's a method we're actually going to create inside of the tile entity tut furnace. Okay, so you got to remember most of this code is heavily based off whatever the vanilla code is. Okay, I'm just writing it out line by line so I can explain to you more clearly about what it is. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to go extends tile entity. Okay, and we also need to implement I-sided inventory. Okay, so let's import both of them. Reason being we have to implement this I-sided inventory class is because we then allow us to do sort of automation for, like, say if we had like a mod like Buildcraft installed. It allows us to like have the process automated if we wanted to like have, like, I don't know, pipe going in the top, like place an Aurora in there and the fuel in the bottom and the output on the side, and so on and so forth. Just simple as that. Okay, it allows us to do things, awesome things like that. Okay, so let's close that. So obviously it's going to ask us to add these implemented methods. We'll get round to every single one of these. Okay, but first things first. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a few variables. Okay, which will be used throughout our class. The first variables we're going to create are going to be used in the automation process. So we need to go private static final integer array. Okay, and we're just going to set this to slots top, and it's going to have a new integer array. It's just going to have the slot top be equal to 0. Okay, so like so. So that means the top part of the block will be equal to 0. Okay, so we're also going to create that again. So private static final integer array slots bottom equals new ints array, and we're going to have this equal to 2, 1. You'll see why later. And then we need to do private static final integer array slots sides, and this is just going to be equal to a new integer array, and that'll be 1. So, okay. Now to actually get on to some of the other variables rather than just using these. So the next thing we're going to create is a item stack. So that basically allows us to actually see what items are currently being held inside of there. So if we go private item stack array, because remember there's going to be multiple slots inside of this. Okay, so we just have to have an item stack array to actually allow this to work. So it's going to be an item stack array, and this will just be furnace item stacks. And we're just going to set this equal to new item stack array, and inside of here we're just going to have it be a length of 3 because there's going to be 3 slots, which will be equal to 0, 1, and 2. Okay. Next bit we need to do is the furnace burn time. Public integer furnace burn time. Okay, so that's going to be how long that's basically, it's going to check how long that it's going to be keep the furnace burning. So basically, like, say if we place coal in there, or we place like wood or something in the bottom, it's going to say how long the furnace will keep. It's saying that it's allowed to smelt stuff. Okay. And then the next one we're going to create is public integer current burn time. Okay, so that basically allows us to keep minusing whatever this is equal to. So it's going to minus whatever's on, but it's going to be equal to what furnace burn time is. But this integer array is going to keep minusing down. So it'll be like, say if we set this down to 100, this will go 99, 98, 97. So whatever this was. So it'll be like equal to furnace burn time minus minus. Okay, or minus equal to 1. Obviously, you just put minus. Okay. So next thing we need to do is we need to create a cook time. Okay, so this is the number of ticks that the item has already been in there, or the block, or whatever you want to call it. So we go public integer furnace cook time. Okay, so that's basically just how long the item has been in there. And the next thing we need to put in is a private string, because it doesn't need to be public. And we're just going to put furnace name, like so. Okay, so now let's get on to the first method here, the get inventory size. So what we're going to do in here is we're actually going to return our furnace item stack. So that's going to be this dot furnace item stacks. Where is that? Hey, we created that variable, didn't we? Did we not create it? No, I must not have created it. I'm sure I created that. Okay. Where's that gone? Okay, anyway, let's create it anyway. So we need to go public. Yeah, not public, private, because it doesn't need to be seen around any of the classes. Item stacks. Item stack array. What was it called? It was called furnace item stacks, didn't we? Item stacks equal to new item stack, and then 3 because there's 3 slots. Okay, so this dot furnace item stacks. Okay, and then go dot length. Okay, reason being is obviously because this get inventory size is the amount of slots that are in the furnace. See if we can actually click on this. There we are. Return the number of slots in the inventory. See? Okay. Now we need to do the get stack in slot. Okay. So basically this is like what's being stored inside of there. Okay. So if we actually click in there, so define source returns the stack in slot I. Okay. So this tells us whatever's in there. Like I said. So basically when it says returns whatever's in that slot, which is I. So basically if it was 0, it would be the top slot. It would see, it would be like 64 iron in there. Okay. Etc. etc. Okay, so the way we do this, we just need to return this dot furnace item stacks dot length, not dot length, and obviously furnace item stacks, and then we just need to get whatever in there, so that'd be variable 1 or parameter 1 as I like to call it. I'll just call it slot to make it more understandable for you guys. I will be annotating this code, just so it makes it more easy to understand for people who don't actually watch the full video and just go to the GitHub and get the source code. Okay, but I do recommend you watch this video, by the way. Next thing is going to be decrease stack size. Okay, so the way we do, reason we have to decrease the stack size, this basically is going to remove anything that's in the slot 0 in the top. Okay, and it's going to say we want you to remove that, and we want you to output one item into the right hand side. The same if we were burning something. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to sorry if I sound a bit muffled today, I've got like a bit of a cold, so I'm just going to change this to parameter 1 and parameter 2. Okay, so that's why I'm changing this to parameters, it just makes more sense to me. Okay, so I'm going to go if this dot furnace item stacks dot, not dot, parameter 1, because parameter 1 is our first integer, so you see in here. And that's going to get the inventory's first slot, like that. Okay, and it's going to return something in the new item stack, which is on the right hand side. And basically we need to go if that is not, it is actually equal to something, so it's actually got something in that slot. That's where it's to do. It's not equal to null, because we don't want to give it a negative. We don't want it to go and get ourselves an array index out of bounds exception, because that would go into negative numbers if it actually didn't have anything in there and we subtracted some off it. Okay, so we have to go item stack. Okay, so they'll create an item stack variable here, and then we're just going to go if our this dot furnace item stacks. Now item stacks parameter 1 dot stack size is less than or equal to parameter 2, and parameter 2 inside of the inventory class you see here is the is a return. What? Oh, it's basically the second slot, so it's basically saying as long as it's less than the second slot. Okay. Then, so basically that's saying that as if there's 64 in there, there's 64 on the right hand side already, then we don't want you to smelt some it and add it into there. Okay. So we need to go to that, and we need to go item stack. We're going to set equal to this dot furnace item stacks parameter 1, like so. Okay, and then we need to go this dot furnace item stacks parameter 1, and we need to set that equal to null, so nothing. Okay, and then obviously we need to return something, so we need to return, because we've actually transferred the furnace item stacks. Okay, so the reason we set this to null is because we've already transferred the whatever data was stored inside the furnace item stacks into the item stack variable. Okay, so we're just going to return item stack because that's what has what we need inside of there. Okay, once you've done that, so I seem really thirsty at the moment. Okay, we need to go else. So if none of this works out for us, okay, what we want to do is we want to set the item stack array. Item stack equal to this dot furnace item stacks dot not that parameter 1. Obviously we need to call upon the first slot dot, and we want to split the stack. Okay, and we're just going to set this to parameter 2. So, and you see that if we split the stack, basically this just removes whatever's in there. Okay, so it's going to return a new stack. to whatever the parameter 2 was. Okay. Okay, so next thing we need to do is we need to go if, instead of this else, this dot furnace item stacks parameter 1 dot stack size is equal to 0, then we want to continue. Okay, with this, I want to just go and set this dot furnace item stacks equal to null. Obviously, we don't want to call upon all of them, we just want to call upon the first slot, so parameter 1. Okay. Then we need to return something like we do with every, because obviously we need to return something else this will just not do anything, it will just, the else will be useless. Okay, so we just need to return whatever item stack is equal to at this time. Okay. Once we've done that, we need to go else as well, because you see we're still getting, go away AirPod, we need to go else after this major if statement here. If none of that works out, obviously this is still erroring because we need to return something, so we'll just return null, because we don't want, none of this has worked out, we don't really want to do anything. Okay, so that's that sorted. Next thing we need to do is we need to get we need to like sort of like make sure we store what's in that slot once we close the inventory. Okay, so let's get rid of all that, change this to parameter 1. Okay, we're gonna go if this dot furnace item stacks parameter 1 is equal to something, so it is equal to something, that's when you need to go if it's not equal to null, so it's going to be equal to something already. We want to create an item stack variable term stack, and we want to store whatever this dot furnace dot item stack, and we want to store whatever in parameter 1. Okay, and then we need to obviously set this equal to null because it's no longer needed. Furnace item stacks, and we'll set this equal to null. Not the whole thing though, just that slot. Okay, I'm going to change this to slot because that's what it is. Okay. So we want to do that, and then obviously we want to return item stack. Else, we want to return nothing, obviously. Null. Okay. Next thing we need to do is we need to set the emergency slot contents. Okay. So this just like sets whatever's in there. Okay. So like what's allowed to go into a certain place. Okay, so let's be getting like the stack limit, which would be 64 obviously, and things like that. That's what you're going to see in a second. So we need to go this dot furnace item stacks. Okay. Parameter 1. Okay. And we'll set this equal to item stack. And this is going to be slot. And this is going to be equal to item stack. Okay. So we're going to go if item stack is already equal to something, and okay, so this also has to return true. The item stack dot stack size is greater than this dot inventory stack limit. Okay. So this is something we're actually going to create in a second. Okay. We're just going to go and open this brace, and we're going to go parameter 2, not parameter 2, item stack dot stack size is going to be equal to this dot get inventory stack limit, which we didn't spell that wrong. That's already a method we've made, and you'll see here. Right, it's here. Okay, and we're actually going to get to that right now, I guess, once we've finished these other methods. Okay, so we're going to, in fact, we'll just return 64 for now. Okay, because that is our stack limit. Okay, 64. Remember, that's obviously you've got a stack of 64 in Minecraft. We can even change this to 32 if we really wanted, but we're just going to keep it at the default 64. I might demonstrate to you later if we what happens if we change to 32, but I guess you could probably already guess. Okay. Inventory name. Okay, obviously this is basically self-explanatory. This is going to return whatever the name of the inventory is. So the way we do this is we need to return this dot has custom inventory name, which is a boolean. So if that is true, then we want to go and set this dot furnace name, and we want to set this equal to tut furnace. Okay, so that's that. Okay, then we need to do the has custom inventory name, and that's virtually the same sort of thing, but we're going to return this dot furnace name. Okay, so we've set the furnace name equal to tut furnace. So the next thing we need to do is go furnace name, if it's not already equal to something, so it is already equal to something, which it is in this case, and then we need to go and this dot furnace name dot length is greater than 0. Okay, the reason we need to do that, this is basically going to return true in this case. Okay, obviously because we set it to tut furnace, which is greater than a character, which is greater than the length of more than one character, and it's raining outside. I love the rain. That's why I've got some sort of weird, like, is it raining? Yeah, it's raining. I get distracted easily, sorry. But I love the rain when I'm inside and I'm home alone and it's warm, because, yeah, it's just nice and relaxing, I think. Especially while programming. That's why. Okay. So, like I said, we've created, it's longer than furnace name dot length. It's longer than a character array of 0. So, and also it's already equal to something, so this should return true. Okay. So the next bit would be the stack limit, okay, but we've already done that. So I guess we will do some MBT tags here, okay. So what MBT tags are, these are bits of information stored, okay, which I'll demonstrate to you now. So the way we do this, we go public void read from MBT. Okay, so this is going to take some parameters of MBT tag compound and we'll just set it to tag compound. Okay, so we'll import MBT tag compound. See, it's overriding the method, okay? And the way what we're going to do here is we need to, first of all, we need to actually read. So we're going to super dot read from MBT tag, and it's going to return tag compound. So what we'll do, we're going to create an MBT tag list. Okay, so we're going to go tag list. Okay, and we will set this equal to tag compound dot get tag list. Okay, so the first one's going to be items, so that's going to look for any items inside of the inventory. Okay, so it's going to store that, and we'll set the second one to, I don't know, we'll set it to 10. So import MBT tag list. Okay, so we've done that. Then we also need to go this dot furnace item stacks. Okay, so we actually obviously need to bring this into it because we're going to have to store this data or whatever's in there. It's going to equal a new item stack array, okay, and it's just going to return this dot get inventory get size inventory, which is a bit of an odd name, but that is the method we have to override, which was up here when we first did it. Okay, there's our MBT. Here we are. Okay, so obviously we need to create a loop, and this is going to be for integer I, because I don't really have a name for this, as long as it's, which will set it equal to 0 to start off with, as long as I is less than the tag list. So as long as that's our MBT tag list, okay, as long as it's less than that dot length, not length, we need to do tag count, sorry, which is basically just the same as length, okay, and we're just going to go plus plus I, because we need to do it prior to, if we did I plus plus, then we'd have one extra, it'd loop one extra time, but we don't want it to do that, we want it to just loop this once, okay. So, we need to create another one in here, another tag compound, so we'll go MBT tag compound, we'll call it tag compound 1, because I'm very original, and we're going to set this equal to tag list dot get compound at I. Okay, so the list is gonna, we have to create a byte now, so we'll call this byte, and we'll call it, I don't know, byte 0. Okay, and what we'll do, and we'll just set, we need to set this equal to this tag compound 1. Okay, so we need to get, and we need to get the byte, and this will just be slot. Okay, so we need to get what is it. So basically this just returns us the item stack that's in that slot, okay. You see here? Okay. So, what we're going to do is then we're going to go if our byte 0, we need to call it byte 0, else we be calling upon a setting a variable. We don't want to set a variable, we just want to call upon it. So, because remember, you've got to let Java what it wants. So any words that Java wants, it's got to have. Okay, so we're going to say as long as this is greater than or equal to 0, then, so it's not a negative number basically, and byte 0 is also as long as it's less than this dot furnace item stacks dot length, because remember, because we're calling upon the slot, so we need to get the length of how many slots there are, which is 3. Then we want you to set this dot furnace item stacks, whatever byte 0 was, because that's our slot, which is defined here. So byte 0, it's going to call upon the compound of a slot. Then we want to get that, and we want to set it equal to item stack dot load item stack from MBT tag compound. I'm going to set this to tag compound 1. Like so. Okay, so that's it for reading. We also need to write. Why this isn't working? Did we spell tag compound wrong? Yeah, we did. Okay. Okay. So that's that for that a little bit, but also we need to store whatever the furnace burn time was. Okay. And obviously so we basically need to store these 3 variables rather than me just repeating them. Okay. Reason being, okay, I'll actually make these closer because they're all linked, I guess. Reason being is because we don't want to actually forget them, so we don't really want to be able for the player to close the inventory and then like unload the chunk and come back later and find out that the furnace times become infinite. Okay, so basically we just need to make sure that this is going to keep storing whatever the current time was. Okay, so the way we do this is we need to go this dot furnace burn time, and we're going to set this equal to tag compound dot get short, which is an array type, which is a variable type, remember, and we're just going to get the burn time. Okay, semicolon, and then we need to go this dot furnace cook time. We also need to set this to tag compound dot get short cook time, and then the last one we need to do is obviously this dot furnace. Sorry, not furnace. Dot current burn time, and we're just going to set this equal to get item burn time. This dot furnace item stacks. So, okay, and we'll set this to 1. Obviously, that's not meant for created yet, which you'll see which we shall create later. Okay, obviously we also need to read the name, which will be custom name. Not custom name, sorry. Why are we going if custom name as well? We need to go tag compound, sorry. Tag compound dot. Spot tag compound wrong. Dot has key. Okay. And we're just gonna go custom name, because we're calling upon from in there. We won't set it to top furnace because we're calling upon whatever inside of the tag compound, so we don't need to do that because this is going to be called upon inside of the tag compound class. Okay, and we'll go comma 8, and we have too many brackets. Okay, no we don't. We have the right amount. Okay, so if that is that, okay, then we want to. You see, it has key also, by the way. What does this do? Not sure. Oh, it basically just returns, oh, something's true or not, okay. It's a boolean, okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to set this dot furnace name, and we're going to set it equal to tag compound dot get string custom name, like so. Okay. And obviously now we've read from the actual MBT tag. Next thing we need to do is we actually need to, we'll create this item burn time later. Okay, is we need to basically actually write as well. Okay, so we need to write this to the MBT thing. So we're going to public void write to MBT tag, not MBT tag, just MBT, and we're going to get the MBT tag compound tag compound. Should be overriding method. Good. Okay. Obviously it's voice, we don't need to return anything. So we're going to go and obviously just like we did in the last one, we need to super dot not read dot write to MBT tag compound. Again, we need to go tag compound dot set short, and we need to get the burn time obviously again. So obviously this isn't going to be a large. These will get set in short because it's not going to be a large data. It's not going to be very large. The data won't be very large. Is what I meant to say. I was going to get my words out then. Okay, so we need to also set this to short because we need to cast it because this data we're about to call upon isn't actually already a short by default. So we need to get the this dot furnace burn time. Okay, because remember this is an integer, but we need to cast this to a short at this time. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and paste it and just change this to cook time. Okay. So once you've done that, is we need to also create an MBT tag list like we did last time. Tag list. It's going to be equal to new MBT tag list. Okay. So obviously we need to create the data array like we did last time. So we need to go for integer I is equal to 0 as long as I is less than the tag compound. Yeah. Not tag compound, sorry. This dot furnace item stack, so what I'm going to put. As long as it's less than that, then we want to go plus plus I, and I didn't call upon a number there, I called upon the actual item stack, so we need to do float length. Okay, so inside of here, we need to check that it's if this dot furnace item stacks I, okay, so that's that here, that's whatever the slot is. Okay, so it's going to go to 3, so it'll be 0, 1, and 2. It'll go to. As long as that is already equal to something, then we would very much like you to continue with this program. Okay, and that will be MBT tag compound 1, we'll call this, like we did last time. And we're going to set it equal to new MBT tag compound. Okay. And obviously we need to set this one to a byte like we did last time. Up in here. Dot get, not get set, sorry, because we're writing, we're writing, we're not getting, okay, so we're not reading. So we need to set the byte to whatever the slot is, and then obviously we need to go and get, we need a second parameter in here because we're writing, so that would be byte, once I has been casted, okay. Also we need to cast this because we've set it as an integer, we can't set it as a byte because we'd error it inside of this code here, okay. So, also, we need to also get this dot furnace item stacks whatever I is, we need to dot write MBT to MBT, sorry. So this will be tag compound 1, which is the second one we created, and then we need to go MBT tag list, sorry. Tag list dot, we need to append, okay, append tag, so this adds the actual provided tag, okay, like it says here. So we need to append whatever the MBT tag compound was, some compound 1, like so. Also, once we've done that, we need to store what's ever in those slots, okay, so we need to write we need to write the data, so we need to store what's ever in there, basically. So we're going to go tag compound dot set tag items, and then we need to get the tag list. Then I'm going to go and set the name, which will be if this dot has customer inventory name, so up, like I said, this will return true up here. Okay, then we want you to set the compound. We want you to make sure that this gets set. Tag compound dot set string. Obviously, we need to change this to custom name. And this is where we actually link the two up, okay, so it actually writes it to the actual GUI, okay, so we need to do this dot furnace name, okay, so now we've actually stored that, okay, what time are we on? We are on 38 minutes, okay, so I'm going to call it there for this episode, guys, because it's been extremely long. I guess next time we'll continue to write this code. I'm trying to split these up as much as I can because these are going to be really, really long episodes. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. This has been the Growers Project 1, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode, which will be uploaded today as well, because I don't want you to be left with an unfinished class. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye!